Welcome to yet another video review on our YouTube channel. And as you can probably see, and you probably search for this video, this time we are doing a review of probably one of the most exciting products of 2017. We already made a review of a smaller model of this device, but now we are featuring the Pulsar forwarder F155. This device was presented at EVA 2017, now in late August, and in September, first of these devices are coming to the market. Well, as you probably know, this is a real game changer in the field of forward clip-on devices. Pulsar was always a forerunner in this segment. They already did a similar revolution with an DFA75 a couple of years ago. And with this successor, with these two models, F135 and F155, I think they will completely conquer the market. Since before this time, you could buy a classical clip-on for around 4,000 euros or more, or you can buy an DFA75 for, let's say, around 1,500 euros. But with these new devices, they upgraded in every single specification the DFA75, so it's better in every single regard, and at the same time it has a price of around 1,000 euros, 1,100 to be exactly for this model. So they basically created a new segment in the market where there is no one else competing, and especially not with such a high quality product like this one. As you probably know, the Pulsar is a company based in Belarus. They produce a lot of night vision, especially lately the digital night vision like this one. And they also produce, and they're one of the leaders of the market, the thermal vision optics. So what does this device do? This device converts a normal daytime scope into a night vision device. You can use it either for observation or also for shooting where this is allowed. Not in all European countries this is allowed, but in some it is. So you can use this clip-on to convert your daytime rifle scope into a nighttime rifle scope if the laws in your country allow this. What is the main difference? This is the question which we are getting between 135 and 155 model. Well, I have both of them here. As you can see, the first difference is that the 135 is shorter. To be exact, the length is exactly 135 millimeters, while with the bigger model is 155 millimeters. But the main difference is the size of the lens. As you can see, the 155 has a bigger lens and thus a little bit better resolution. What this actually means is that if you're hunting on longer distances and if you wish to see more details on longer distances, you should choose the bigger model. However, the smaller model has much wider field of view, so if a lot of observation or shooting will be done at closer ranges, let's say on 50 meters or even 35 meters, then the smaller model is more up to this challenge because it offers wider field of view. The smaller model has almost 12 meters of field of view at 100 meters, while the bigger model has 8.4 meters of field of view. I would say that the majority of people will be able to use the smaller model better, since it offers wider field of view, and this is in most cases more important on closer ranges, while the bigger model offers a little bit better detail recognition on longer distances. To put this short, if you're hunting for, let's say, foxes on 150 meters, then the bigger model is for you. If you're hunting wild hogs on 30 meters or 40 meters on feeding places, then the smaller model is the better choice. This is the main difference. The size and the weight is almost the same, even though this one has a bigger lens and it's a little bit longer. They both weigh approximately half a kilogram, and this difference of 2 centimeters in length isn't really noticeable. What is also a really good, what are the good points in having a digital clip-on compared to the conventional analog clip-ons? First of all, you can use this device the same in daytime and in low light in nighttime. That means that you can also in some cases use it without any harm or without any fear of damaging the device during the daytime, if you want to check the zero and so on. This is the big advantage. The second big advantage is that since this is a digital device and it has a sensor to capture the image, it means that the infrared illuminators can have higher wavelengths. That means both of these two devices are equipped by standard with this ER illuminator, which can be focused and also adjust. The beam can be adjusted in horizontal and vertical plane with this. This is the focus and this is the adjusting of the beam where they want to have it. Well, this illuminator can have a higher wavelength since the sensor will still pick up the illumination, and that means these are by standard they have 940 micrometers of wavelength, and that means they are completely invisible to all living creatures. That means that even if you illuminate an animal on, let's say, 10 meters, it will not notice that you are illuminating it, and at the same time you'll get a really good picture because the illumination will work well on, first of all, on maximum power, and second of all, even at close range it's no problem. You can, however, if you remove this, it's a little bit harder. Well, this is embarrassing, I'm not able to remove it with my hands. Well, if you remove this illuminator, there is a Picatinny rail beneath it, and you can use any other illuminator you wish. So you can even increase the range of detection, which is now around 400 meters, 350 meters. You can even increase it, and with a better illumination, you can also see the details more clearly. I would say this is also one of the downsides of this device, that it has only one Picatinny rail which is hidden beneath this standard illuminator, and you have to remove the standard illuminator to use it for any other external, bigger, stronger, more powerful illuminators. If we talk a little bit more about the outside of the device, you can see it has 4 buttons which are now becoming standard on all Pulsar devices, also on Course and similar devices. It has a zooming button on top. Here you can zoom the image so that you get the best possible details. And what is also a big advantage is that this device uses the BPAC batteries. This is a system of batteries that Pulsar presented with their line of thermal monoculars called Helions. And first of all, these batteries have a really huge capacity, so they can last for up to 6 hours, which is really a long time. They can be replaced in extremely fast manner. That means that you can replace it basically in 1 second. You just move this down, take it off and put a new battery on. You can also get different models of this battery. This is IPS 5, but you can also get IPS 10, which is twice as big, and it can hold up to 10 hours or even 12. And with this battery, the device is still waterproof by the standard IPX7. That means really watertight. This is also a big improvement compared to the DFA75, and of course a big advantage compared to most of the other clip-ons. So rain or anything else will not harm this device. What is also better is that the resolution in this device is much higher than it used to be in the DFA75. So you get a much better device for a lower price. The new sensor is CMOS 702 by 526 pixels, and you see this immediately when you put on the device. You can easily use it all the way to 7 or even 8 time magnification on your rifle scope or any other daytime optics, and the image is completely usable. It's clear and sharp. It's a really step forward, and the new sensor is also much more sensitive to light, so it gains more light than previous digital sensors. Since this is a digital device, I hope you tried the Pulsar new app, which is called Stream Vision. You can also connect this device to Stream Vision, and that means that you can take photos, you can take videos, you can capture everything what happens when you're looking through the device, and you can even control all the parameters in the device. You can control the brightness, you can control the contrast and everything else. So this is also I would say a big benefit, since it's getting more and more popular to capture videos of all the hunts and everything else when you look through the device. The buttons, the operation of the buttons is very similar to new generation of Pulsar devices, very similar to Helions or Cores. What they did to make it a little bit more user-friendly is that now when you go into the menu with this button, you still have choices of two menu, a light menu where you just set the normal settings for the brightness, contrast and similar. You can also do a long press to enter a more advanced menu where you can set the Wi-Fi for the Stream Vision application. You can set the basic modes and so on. But what is the main change they did for ease of use is that the whole menu is now arranged in a circle, so that even though if you raise the magnification of the rifle scope, you still see all the options in the menu, because the menu is a huge circle in the center of the image. And as you probably know, when you're looking through the rifle scope or any other daytime optics, the image is circular. So this is a really good implementation of the menu, since now you can use the menu even at higher magnifications of the daytime optics when you're looking it through. What is also new is the new bayonet. As you can see, the bayonet is now, it has 4 grooves for the pins, so the connection between the bayonet and the device is even more secure than it was previously with only 2 screws. And what is more importantly is that also the old adapters still fit on this bayonet, even though they don't work as well as the new ones. The new ones have the same price as the old ones, so in this regard I would say it's a refreshing change, a small incremental change, but it helps to make this device more reliable. As you can see, the device also has an USB input. You can charge it here, or you can connect it to your computer. You can take down the photos, the videos and so on over this USB. What is also important, since this device is now in the same axis as the daytime optics, you know, with DFA75 you had the objective lens was a little bit higher than the daytime optics, and then zeroing was needed and all the settings to keep the zero. With this device, no such thing is needed. You just put it on and that's it, and it works. And this is something what makes a life of a hunter much more comfortable. You don't need to worry about anything, you just put it on and it works. Well, together with the device you get a really nice manual written in a couple of different languages. You also get a Stream Vision code, so that you can just download Stream Vision application. I highly recommend this application. I raved about it in a couple of videos. I also did a video review of Stream Vision, and I really like it because it's so simple and works so well. Well, as you can see, the manual it gives you a lot of different information, and it comes in a couple of different languages. In essence, the use of this device is really simple. You just put it on, you set the correct brightness and contrast, and you're set to go. But still, the manual gives you all the other details if you would need them by any chance. You also get a warranty card. The warranty is 3 years for warranty. However, they will provide service also after these 3 years. So I would say a lifetime of this device could easily be more than 10 years or even 15, since Pulsar is known that they will service their devices for a really long period of time. You also get a nice remote control, which can be paired with this device, where you can basically do all the settings. And on the remote control, you can see they have the same nice button for the controls with a click, which was used first on their quantum devices. I like this setup on the remote control really a lot. I also miss this button on many of their new devices, since it was so easy to use. You also get a pouch, really nicely made. Then you get a IPS5 battery, you get the charger, the USB cable, and everything else needed. So if we go to the optical properties, as I mentioned, the device has a completely new sensor, CMOS, with 702 by 526 pixels and much higher sensitivity to light than it used to have in the older devices. It also has a new screen in which you look through a daytime optics. It's AMOLED, 640 by 480, and this new screen gives you a really fine, crisp and sharp image, even up to, I would say, 8x magnification. On 7 it's perfect, on 8 it's a little bit stretched, but still you can really use it nicely. With 8.4 meters of field of view, I would say that this device best useful range is from 50 meters onwards. I would say from 50 meters all the way to 250 meters it works perfectly. Also the zooming is really nice and easy. I would be really confident in shooting more than 100 meters far with this device in total darkness, since in combination with the original standard infrared illuminator at 940 micrometers of wavelength, the image is super bright at 100 meters still without a problem. I also like that it's so small and so compact. When you first put it on a scope, you see what a huge step forward it is compared to the previous generation of these devices. What else should I tell you? Well, it has a 3-second switch to switch off. That means you have to push the button for 3 seconds to fully switch it off. If you just push it like one click, then you turn off only the screen to save the battery power. With these batteries, I would say that since these batteries are also a game changer in these devices, since they provide so much more juice than all other batteries used before, I would say that power saving mode is not so necessary anymore than it was used to. Now I think we came to the end where I should do a short summary, what I like and what I think it still could be made better. So first of all, I like the build quality. I like the image quality. When you first check this device and you say, okay, this is around 1,100 euros for a clip-on, you will be amazed about the optical quality. Especially if you compare it to, let's say, conventional 4,000 plus euros clip-ons. Those are normally still a little bit brighter, they're still a little bit sharper, but with a 1 to 4 difference in price, it is really, in optical quality, the difference is really small, astonishingly small. What I also like is that you're able to connect it to StreamVision and you can use it, your phone, your smartphone, for all the controls of the device, and you can take photos and videos. I think this is really great. I like the waterproofing. so that you never need to carry, well, you don't need to worry about rain or anything else. The device also works at -25, it works up to +50, so no environmental issues whatsoever. The elements will not get close to you. Well, the battery is also, I would say, a perfect way to solve the problem of all the digital devices which eat a lot of juice. With these B-packs, it's so easy to change it. They're really affordable. If you buy one additional battery like this, it costs around 100 euros. So, and you're good for, let's say, 8 hours straight of use. So I would say this is really a really good solution how to solve all the battery problems. I also like the new Barnett. It's more secured, and even though the original adapter which Pulsar provides, it's not really the best option with all those plastic rings inside. You could check my review of F155. I showed those adapters there. I still think with 4 pins it's more secured and more reliable than with 2. A good thing is also that Smart Clip and Rusan are also already producing their version of adapters for these devices. They're going to be a little bit more expensive, around 200 euros, but their solutions are on a much higher quality level than the original. And they all use 4 pins. So in this regard, I would say this is a really big step forward. Well, what could be done better? I would say that even though this one has a bigger lens, if they would be able to make a little bit wider field of view, this would be a perfect device. I think that external indicator the device is on will also be nice, because when you turn it on, it needs about 2 seconds to power up, and those 2 seconds you're not always wondering is it on or off. I also think that a solution with an focusing button on the left side, like on the rifle scopes, when you have on most rifle scopes with higher magnification, you have a parallax adjustment in the form of side focus on the left side. This would be much better solution than on top. I will also say one additional Picatinny rail somewhere outside would be also nice to put on something else, not only one infrared illuminator. The menu buttons are a little bit stiff, but this is normal since they are waterproof. I wouldn't say that this is a big issue. If I go back to the plus sides, I would say that the biggest plus is that no zeroing is needed anymore, and no custom settings for zeroing distance and so on, since this is a device which is in the same optical axis as the normal daytime optics. So all in all, I would say this is it's a game changer in this segment. Well, in this market of clip-ons, because the Pulsar invented new segment of the market. Now you're able to get a really more than decent clip-on for 1,000 euros. This is something that was nobody expected something like this just a couple of months ago. I would say in the beginning of this year, before EVA, before this device was shown, nobody would be able to guess that Pulsar will present a high-quality digital clip-on with all the features you can imagine for a price point of around 1,000 euros. I also believe that this device will have such a huge market success that I can only hope that Pulsar will be able to produce enough of them, since it's really a game changer in this market. So thank you for watching. If you have any additional questions, maybe I forgot something or anything else, send us an email or use comments on this video. You can also suggest in comments if you would like to see video reviews of any other products, or if you would like to see any kind of how-to guide or something like that. You can also visit our webpage to get additional information about these products, and normally please subscribe to our channel.